Alrighty. Welcome to the Jazz and Eli podcast. I am Eli.
I'm Jazz.
And, I don't know. Do you want to start right off the bat to the topic, or?
Sure.
Okay, so today's topic is what would we do with a jackpot lottery money? Do you want to?
Well, the most recent person just won $500 million.
$500 million.
So yeah, it was like 500 million. So even after taxes, he or she still got, what, 250 or so $1 million. So I mean, that's a lot of money.
When I wrote this script down, script, air quotes, I put what I would do with $1 million. With $1 million, what would I do?
Right.
$250 million, I do not know what I could possibly do with that amount of money. It's an unfathomable amount of cash.
It really is.
I would quit Taco Bell.
Well,
tomorrow.
Calling in rich, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm not.
Oh yeah, I would absolutely. The very next day after I picked up the check, that day I would call in and be like, "Yeah, I'm not coming back in. I'm not coming back in. There's no way.
Ever.
Why? Why would I? I wouldn't need to.
Yeah.
The only reason I go to that freaking job is because I need to.
Yeah, because I freaking have to.
Right. Nobody works at Taco Bell because they want to.
Yeah.
Well, I need something to do. I think I'm going to go work at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
No.
Even the people that work there don't want to work.
And I have a coworker who said that even if she won a huge jackpot, she would still work just because she wouldn't want to not be working. I'm just like, I could find a bajillion other things that are better to do than work at a job I fucking hate.
I would make investments.
Yeah, investments.
I'd go Dad's route and get a lawyer immediately.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, what it would actually do with the money? Well, let's see. I would make sure that your grandmother was set up nice and tight.
Yep.
I would make sure you kids were all set up. If you wanted to go to college, college. If you want to go to trade school. If you just want to hang out and do nothing and live in a house that I gave you, then fine, do that too.
Absolutely.
And, I'd buy everybody modest houses, no mansions.
Right.
Probably all pretty close together, if not all in the same block or property.
Yeah, a good, decent sized house, but nothing too much, because we're all
I can't see myself living in a 3,000 square foot house.
No, it's
just
too
me
much
and your
space.
Dad and some dogs. I just know.
It's too much space.
But
and then you'd have to hire someone to keep it clean.
1,500 to 2,000 square foot, about the size house I'm living in right now.
Maybe slightly bigger.
Nicer at any rate, maybe not necessarily bigger, but nicer.
Yeah, it'd be bigger than my house.
That house would get torn down immediately.
Yeah.
I'd find a place to camp out, and that house would get torn down to the ground.
Yeah.
And we'd probably turn it into duplexes or something like that there, and rent it out for really low rent.
Right.
Make sure to rent to, single moms and stuff.
People with low income, stuff like that. Yeah.
Be really, really picky about who we rent to, but, people who need that extra leg up.
Mm-hmm. Who are just trying to get their life back together.
Mm-hmm. And, it would also really irritate our neighbors, which would really make me happy. Let's see, what else would I do? Of course, I would have a nice car.
Yeah. I'd want a Tesla. That's on my list. I want a Tesla. Teslas are bomb-ass cars.
Let's see, we would travel a lot. A lot. We'd pretty much, for the kids that were in school, we would hire a tutor, and then it's time to learn about Rome, we're going to Rome, and they will see the Colosseum for themselves. They will see the Pantheon for themselves. We will go to France, and they will see the Eiffel Tower. They won't be learning about that stuff in books. They'll be seeing it for themselves.
Yeah.
They'll be able to look at it, touch it, feel it, know it in a way that you could never learn from a history book.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things in our own history books that are pretty washed out. Like, it's like, oh, this vaguely happened, but everything was good at the end.
Right. Oh, it's great because such and such happened, but
these
ultimately
people came
slaughter
over.
happened.
Yeah. These people came over but killed these people, but it's all good now. We had Thanksgiving, that's the end of the story.
Right.
It's like, no.
Let's forget about the mass genocide that happened. But yeah, I mean, that's what I would want for the kids, is for them to see and touch and feel for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a tutor for the writing and the other stuff you gotta know to graduate from high school.
Credits and blah, blah, blah.
Right, yeah, so we do it right. I mean, I want to do it right, but I want them to learn by seeing and doing rather than just having to read it out of a book.
Yeah.
So a lot of traveling would be happening.
Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of airplanes.
Yeah, probably lots of airplanes.
Yeah.
Maybe a few cruise ships.
Oh, that'd be cool. I think I wrote that in my list.
Cruise ships?
Go on a cruise.
Go on a cruise.
I'm pretty sure I did. I was like, I would go to Ireland, Scotland, England, Paris, Amsterdam, Germany, Australia, Canada, go on a cruise, because why the fuck not?
Right.
Travel around the U.S., because I haven't seen
anything
except for Colorado and Missouri, and then pass through the
everything
states.
that touches the state of Oklahoma I have seen.
Yeah.
I've been to all of the surrounding states, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really haven't gone anywhere, done anything either, so yeah, traveling would be a huge, huge part of it if we won that kind of cash.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, even if we only won $1 million, there would be at least a little bit of travel involved.
Right.
Because, yeah, we'd probably go on a little bit of a tour like that where we hit a few countries in a couple of weeks and, yeah.
Stuff.
If all I had was $1 million, of course I'd pay off all my debt, pay off our house, pay off our car, maybe get us another modest little car, fix up our house, and then we'd probably be about out of money.
Yeah.
After we paid off everybody's student loans and shit, yeah, that'd be about it.
Yeah.
It
would help you catch up. It would help you from feeling like overwhelmed and under the water.
Right. It would take care of
and
all of the weight on our shoulders. That amount of cash would clear the slate, and we would be basically just paying our utilities and the yearly taxes on the house. Mm-hmm. And then that'd be it.
And then you'd be fine.
Yeah.
You'd be living a modest life.
And I could live with that.
Yeah.
I would be happy with that. I don't want to be rich and famous with glitzy whatevers.
No.
Even if we had $250 million, I'd probably still be shopping for my clothes at Walmart.
Really? Or Goodwill.
Yeah, or, I might even venture into the mall a time or two, but even if I had a bunch of money, it would still kill me to spend that much money on clothes.
Really? Like, a YouTuber that I just started watching, Bobby Burns, he started doing this thing with Shane Dawson on YouTube, and he moved to LA, and then his video idea for Shane Dawson's video was to see what people in LA pay for their clothes, like the really high-end YouTubers like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and just like those guys.
Right. People in mansions with Lamborghinis.
Who are making it on YouTube. Yeah, they had a hard time finding decently priced shirts. Like, they had $1,000 shirts, $20,000 shirts, $500 shirts.
I couldn't spend $500 on a shirt.
Yeah, the cheapest shirt that they could find said Supreme on it, and it was 2 tacos, and it was $100.
I can't even fathom spending that much money on a t-shirt.
And he spent $1,000 on his entire look.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
Even if I had $250 million, I still would not want to spend $1,000 on an outfit.
I had $20
if I'm going to spend
$1,000
on something, it would be something worthwhile.
Yeah. But that's how much I pay at Lane Bryant.
$1,000 for an outfit. You don't spend no $500 on
No,
a
no,
t-shirt
no,
or
no.
a pair of jeans.
No, it's like maybe $20 for a shirt and $80 for jeans. So it's like $100
Well,
for a whole outfit.
That's a lot of denim.
It is.
It is a lot of denim, but that is $60 for a pair of jeans is a lot, yes, but jeans in your size are very specialized.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're paying for specialized stuff, you pay a premium price.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most women can walk into Victoria's Secrets on a sale and buy a bra for $10.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't buying shit at Victoria's Secret.
I can't buy anything at Victoria's
Right,
Secret.
I can't either.
Never
have been able to.
It's either crap Walmart bras or
I decided
good Lane Bryant bras.
This bra is starting to kind of get a little worn out, so I
Uh-huh.
decided to look, and minimum price $38, minimum,
Mm-hmm.
and that was hitting 5 different websites. The cheapest one I found was $38, and it was on sale.
Did you get a new one?
No, I ain't got no $38 right now.
Yeah.
But I bulk. Even when I do have the money, I bulk at spending $40 on one item of clothing.
Right. We're getting off topic.
We are, truly. I mean, okay. So back to our reason.
So let's say we're the ones that got the 250.
Okay, we got the
Million.
$250 million. We paid all our debts off. The house has been knocked down. The duplex is in process.
We travel.
We're traveling.
We're spending
there would definitely
time
be some,
doing the things that we actually want to do.
There would definitely be some philanthropy involved.
I would probably donate to the local food and shelter.
Uh-huh.
Because they've run out
They
of
are
funding.
out of food.
They're running out
I would
of
fund
stuff.
them.
I would fund them 100%.
Yes, I would they would definitely have a nice fat endowment from me, and I would help them build more tiny houses.
Oh yeah, fill that whole lot, knock down the old food and shelter building over there where they're at, the one before the old one, and knock it.
Like the one over by the tracks?
No, not that one. The other one.
I haven't seen their new location.
Their new location is by what their old location used to be before the location on the tracks.
Okay.
They have no idea what we're talking about if there's anyone listening. But bear with us. There is a food and shelter in our town that is...
It's called Food and Shelter for Friends. They help homeless people and extremely poor people with food, housing. They have a food pantry, but they also serve food.
They serve breakfast and lunch. And then Salvation Army serves dinner.
Every day. I have volunteered there. It's a very worthwhile cause, and they try really hard to make sure that the homeless people in our town have at least full bellies and warm clothing.
Mm-hmm. If it's cold outside, it's the computer.
Okay.
If it's cold outside, they let them sleep in the
right
kitchen.
Now,
or not the kitchen, but in the cafeteria. And then they have tiny homes where people don't have an expiration date to stay. Yeah, they basically stay as long as you need to. Everything will be okay.
Yeah,
and people tend to
they
figure
get you
their
social
stuff
services, and they help you find jobs, and
they help you figure your
It's very similar to the program that Utah is doing with their homeless.
It's worth it.
It's absolutely a worthwhile cause in this town.
Yeah, apparently we have over 200 homeless people in our town.
Wow.
And Grandma goes and she counts them and does surveys with them, and she does other programs to help with the homeless, and then my social justice committee. We've got a lot of hidden
homeless here too. Even those are the ones that they can find and count. There's a lot of hidden homeless, couch surfers, stuff like that aren't getting picked up by those surveys, but do hit food and shelter a lot.
Oh yeah,
because they're not.
They have a full cafeteria every day.
Yeah,
they have outside seating.
Yeah, and it's been many years since I volunteered there, but yeah,
their new place is fantastic. It looks great.
I'll go check it out.
I'm glad that they got a bigger space. It looks fantastic.
And now they're out of funding.
Now they're
so they would definitely get some funding from me. The Norman Animal Shelter would probably get some money from me too.
Yeah.
A good chunk of money.
Shelter.
They have moved to being a non-kill shelter. The last time I heard, they still need money for having a full-time vet, but they do have a vet, and they are trying really hard not to kill any animals that don't need to be killed. They've got a really strong foster program run out of there. But as with any shelter or public place like that, they're short on funding. Mm-hmm. You know, they could use more. And I would absolutely give to those causes. I'd probably donate to a lot of GoFundMes to people that I know for various causes. Oh, you need $5,000? Here you go. Well, I just had it laying around. You're all good.
I mean, I
might even do it anonymously so they didn't know that it was me doing it, because I wouldn't want that recognition.
I would probably, yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't want them feeling like that they owed me anything.
God, no.
So, yeah, there would probably be a lot of philanthropy like that. People just helping people out to help people out. Because, you know, somebody's got to help. Our government sure ain't doing it.
Yeah, we got to do something. You got to start locally to affect globally. Yeah. And I wholeheartedly believe that, but I'm also a full-time employee and a full-time mom, and I don't always get the luxury of helping out locally like I would like to.
Right. I mean, there's always things you can do, like volunteer.
Who's gonna watch Charlie?
Right. When she gets a little bit older, she can help.
She can come with me, but she's not old enough yet. I have to wait.
Yeah, you need at least another 2 or 3 years before she's old enough.
Like 5 or 6 is what I was thinking.
5 may still be a little bit too young to be too helpful, because they tend to burn out pretty quick at 5. Yeah. But by 6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah. Just take her with you.
And old enough to understand that she is helping.
Right. That she's doing something for the greater good. Yeah. Because, yeah, I really wish I could do more.
Yeah.
But
having that level of money would,
like, food and shelter, they need people to help serve food on Mondays and Wednesdays. Monday mornings and Wednesday mornings. And I can't do it.
Right, because you're busy serving food, people are paying for it.
Yeah. And believe me, I would much rather give it to people who actually need it than the dicks
we're talking about
that come through Taco Bell.
Right.
Like,
well, you know, if we had that kind of money, we'd be able to do things like serve on Monday morning, because what else are we doing?
Really, like, exactly.
As long as we're in town, of course.
Right.
But we can help out in other ways, even if we're not able to physically put our hands to work.
Yeah, exactly.
We can always give money.
Donate to the Christmas boxes and stuff for kids. I want, you know, Charlie to have not bigger Christmases, but, you know, something memorable. Like go on a vacation for Christmas. But still get a couple of presents. Not too much, because that's not what it's about. But
right. Don't want to spoil the child just because we got money.
No, because that's not what it's about.
Well, and then when she gets old enough, you make her go to work, get a real job at a real place, doing a real thing, earning a real paycheck.
And hating it just as much as everybody else does.
But knowing what it's like doing that job.
Exactly.
Being humbled to do that job.
Exactly.
Because it's a hard job, and honestly, I think that people lack compassion these days for that level of work because they've never done it. Mm-hmm. They lived a cushy middle class life or better. They went directly to college and mommy and daddy paid for stuff. Or mom and dad never made them do anything, even though they didn't need to. People lack compassion these days.
I don't know if it's so much like, I don't know, maybe it is a lack of compassion and a lack of will to want to do it because they're not scratching your back in return.
Just me.
And if it doesn't benefit me, then I don't want to do it.
Yeah, well, we need a little less of that in this world. But, hell, we gotta be able to afford to play the lottery.
Right.
When you're too broke to play the lottery.
But you still imagine what you could possibly do with that amount of money.
Yeah, somebody's gotta win it.
I mean, really. But you have a greater chance of getting struck by lightning than you do
But somebody just won $250 million. I mean...
Yeah. It does happen, but
it's just,
your chances are 1 in over 1 billion.
Yeah. And that's why I don't burn our money on it.
Exactly.
We got other shit to burn our money on. But it is nice to daydream, and that is what I would do with it if we ever...
What's the population of the U.S.? Like
330 billion?
No. That's too much.
Million. 330 million.
Because I was like, there's only like 6 or 7 billion people on the planet. 8 or 9?
Is it closer to 8? I don't know what the population is right now.
I know it's
it's in the billions. So it's 330.
It's a low billion, but it's
330 million in the U.S.
Yeah. We keep getting off topic and just ranting about other things, but you know what? Whatever. You know what?
It's a podcast.
It's chill.
What else do you have on your list?
I was like, I'd invest more into YouTube and exploring some new interests, like stuff that I would like to do. Like we talked about for like 10 minutes. And then divvy out my money and make an allowance for $100,000 a year. Because if you can't make it on $100,000 a year,
you're doing something wrong.
You're doing something wrong.
Yeah, at that point you don't have a money problem, you have a spending problem.
For real, like I'm currently living off of $26,000 a year.
Yeah.
I'm underneath the federal poverty line.
No. That's like 19,000.
Is it? Where is the poverty line in Oklahoma? Is it 30,000?
I don't know.
I'm somewhere there.
You're near the poverty line. You're just at it.
I make enough money to not get food stamps, but at the same time, I can't afford groceries. So I don't...
You're in that neighborhood.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you only qualify for $25 a month for groceries. Because apparently, somewhere, you're able to afford it. I don't know where that money is supposed to be coming from, but, you know, whatever.
The non-existent child support you're not getting?
And I filed that as a thing. Like, I don't get child support.
No.
I don't...
He's not capable of helping. But anyway, off topic again.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got?
Buy property and build houses for everyone in their immediate family.
Yeah.
And then buy property for low-income people to rent from me. So a little more income, and then I can invest in a property that is decent for other people.
Uh-huh.
And then more tattoos. Many more tattoos.
Covered from neck to toe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there'd be definitely a lot of tattooing going on.
Oh yeah. Andy would be rich.
Oh yeah. And we'd be going all over the place too, so I'd be getting tattoos everywhere we went.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I think that's pretty much the end of it, like, for me. Like, on the list aspect specifically.
Right.
But, like, we talked about all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I just want a better life. But it shouldn't be like, I wish I had this life. I wish I could earn this money magically and have this life. And that's the only way that I'm going to get it. Because, honestly, I can't go to college right now.
No.
I can't. I don't have the funds.
Well, that's why we're going a different route.
I looked up how much it would cost to go to school at OCCC.
Uh-huh.
It's like almost $400 per hour. Per credit hour.
Per credit hour.
Yeah.
So, for a 3-hour course, that's what, $1,200 per course?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's expensive. That's why people take out student loans.
That's why they take out student loans or don't go to school.
Yeah.
And that's the boat I'm riding in. I don't want to take out the student loans because I can't pay it back. What am I going to use with this degree? continue to work at Taco Bell?
Well, no, obviously not.
Like,
Doesn't Taco Bell have tuition reimbursement, though?
No.
They don't?
They don't. They have scholarship programs, and it's only $1,000. That's barely going to scratch the surface.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're trying to go full time.
So,
yeah,
I mean,
college is too expensive. I wish I could afford to pay for Sam to go to college. I really would love to do that.
One of the women at church, Deborah, her daughter is already getting letters from schools about enrolling and, stuff like that. She's 14, and she's starting to panic about where the money is going to come from.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter's 4, and I'm already panicking where the money's supposed to be coming from.
And mine's fixing to graduate this spring, and I don't know how she's going to college. Because I know I can't pay for it, and I know they'll look at my income, such as it is, and say, no, you make too much money, you need to help her. I can't even pay my own student loans.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, they're garnishing my wages.
Here. Yeah, I don't have the money.
And collecting interest as they garnish my wages, so it's really not doing anything.
No, yeah, so basically I'm going to owe that $60,000 for the rest of my freaking life. They're going to be taking it out of my Social Security, if I even have Social Security by the time I'm old enough to collect.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know how she's going to school. She's probably going to just end up having to take her own student loans. I don't know. I mean, she's going to have to go to community college. She's going to have to take out student loans. At least what she wants to do, you can get started on an associate's degree. So, there's that. Which is an associate's degree is tons cheaper than going and getting a big boy degree at a university. But
see, when I was her age, before I was even her age, when I was in elementary school, 3rd grade, when they asked me what I was going to be doing when I got older, I had no clue. I knew I wasn't going to school. I was guaranteed that was never going to happen.
See, you shouldn't have had that attitude at that age.
No, 3rd grade. I was 8.
Yeah.
And I knew I was never going to college. I knew that was never going to be in my future. So I never tried to excel in school. There was no point. What was the point in trying hard for something that was never going to reward me in the end?
Yeah.
What was the point? There wasn't one.
Well, Sam's going to college even if she has to take on student loans.
I may have had a learning disability, but I feel like most of that was just lack of ambition.
A lot of it, yeah. I know that was definitely it with your sister. Stubborn little hoochie.
Me and her both, really. Like, she made good grades without even trying. I made terrible grades because I just did not want to put the effort in. I pulled essays out of my butt.
Oh, I did that.
I think everyone does that. But, like...
Yeah, I got an A on an essay I wrote 10 minutes before class.
Nice.
It was awesome. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah.
I forgot it was due, and
I'm really good with words, and I can make myself sound smart when I put it down on paper. But really, I just didn't have the ambition or will to try at all. I didn't see the point. I made decent grades. I made enough to pass.
Well, the only reason I even really went to college is because your grandma pushed me to.
And at the time, it was way cheaper than it is now.
Not much.
Not much, but it was still cheaper than current days.
Granted, I mean, yeah, that was almost 20 years ago now, but...
It just keeps going up.
Yeah, no, it's not getting any cheaper.
No, it's an industry at this point.
Things that should not be monetized, or, not monetized, but, have a profit motive. Education.
And healthcare.
Healthcare, prison systems.
Prison systems.
Yeah, those are 3 things that just absolutely should not have a profit motive.
Nope.
Yeah, I know that we've got a lot of people right now pushing for...
There's so many battles to fight.
Oh my gosh,
They're everywhere. I literally almost I just can't watch politics sometimes because there's too many
It's
battles.
so disheartening.
It crushes my hope, and it gives me severe anxiety because it's all these different things and different points all around that just...
And it's like, even if we do manage to get past, what happens in a generation when they've forgotten what it's like to not have the things? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, well, we don't really need the things.
Like they did with us.
Yeah.
Like what we're going through currently. What the systems that they put in place long before we came around, they're trying to undo...
Because they forgot what it's like to not have them.
Yeah, to have those nets and social nets and the
Social Security. We've gotten to the point where we've forgotten why we put Social Security into place. They've forgotten that, like, 60% of elderly people were eating freaking cat food because they literally had no money. They were living in such destitution that it was an embarrassment. And so they created Social Security to prevent these people from having to eat cat food and choosing between their medications and rent. Mm-hmm. You know, there were far too many homeless elderly people because they didn't have families. Or whatever. And so they were living in just abject poverty because they were too old to work. But there was no safety net for them. So Social Security was created. And it was to help people get through their golden years when they were too old or sick or infirm or whatever to work. And we thought it was better for them to have a good
ending.
Yeah, to be able to rest in their 80s and not have to work until they died.
Yeah.
And as it is, I mean, even if you do get Social Security anymore, it's not enough to live off of.
No.
It's a supplement.
Yeah.
I mean, your grandmother's been, quote, retired, unquote, for almost 5 years now, 6 years now, something like that. No, I think she retired at 63.
Quote, unquote.
Quote, unquote. But she's been working the whole time.
Yeah, her and her husband.
Yeah, and he's been retired for at least 5 years himself.
Yeah, and he still goes to work every day.
Yeah, he still works
But he likes to work.
Yeah, he wants to work.
He really didn't like not working.
No.
And so he went back. So, but I mean, at the same time...
They need the money.
They need the money. They literally can't just live off of Social Security.
They do not make enough off Social Security, and they do not have the savings to get them through. Mm-mm. And, I mean, honestly, I don't think I'll even get to retire. I'll be lucky if I get to draw any Social Security.
Yeah. If we keep going the route we're going, yeah, we're all fucked.
Yeah, there's not
severely.
Social Security's not going to be here. We're going to hope we can win the lottery. Because that's the only way we're going to have a decent retirement. Unless we can manage to build something out of what we're doing right now.
We'll see.
Between, eBay and Amazon and podcast and...
Hustling.
It's all about the hustle.
I'm thinking of putting trying to see if I could put these on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And Spotify. Because those are where podcasts actually go. Generally, unless you're on YouTube and you do a video podcast.
Right.
Which may or may never happen.
Right. Well, I was thinking we might try finding some stock photos. Stuff that we can flash on the screen that might go along with what we're talking about, or...
It's expensive.
Okay, maybe not right away, then.
Yeah, That's why we're doing the black screen. If you don't like the black screen and you're bored by it, sorry.
Put on your headphones and listen.
Just put your headphones and listen. That's what this is for. You don't have to watch us. It's not important.
We're not talking about earth-shattering topics.
Not really. We're just... Honestly, it's our viewpoint from a poor person's perspective.
I guess, yeah.
Because usually all the information you hear from other people, they don't really live in our shoes.
If they...
Like, they empathize
might have
with
at
us.
some point. Some people have.
Yeah.
And there are people who started from nothing.
Yeah, in their, early 20s. And their parents
But to be still in their 40s and still be nothing.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, they don't really get it. They empathize with us, and they did feel some kind of hard crunch, but...
We were listening to, it kind of makes me think, your dad and I were listening to a commercial, and it was, it's kind of ironic, because we're going to be celebrating our 25th next year.
Right.
And it's, you're buying her a new ring for your 25th anniversary, because you're not as poor as you were when you were in your 20s. I was like, nope, we're still where we were in our 20s.
Just as poor.
Yeah, at least just as broke.
Yeah.
It feels like it anyway. I mean, I make more per hour, but the spending power of what I'm making now, $18 an hour, just does not go where it would have 20 years ago.
Oh, no.
Shit, if I would have been living high on the hog if I made $18 an hour in 1995.
Yeah, really.
You know, I mean, really, $8 an hour was good back then. That was twice the minimum wage.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. $8 an hour was great.
Yeah.
You were really making good money.
It's crazy. Now that's nothing.
Now it's not even enough to rent.
It's still above the minimum wage.
Barely.
But it sucks. Just
if you were only making $8 an hour, you would not be able to live where you are right now.
Oh no.
You wouldn't make enough.
Oh, I barely make it at $9.80.
Yeah.
And I'm a freaking manager.
Yeah.
And they want to promote me to second assistant, and I'm just
But
that's so much more crap. It's still not even that much money. Like $12 is their cap.
Yeah, they keep asking me if I want to be leadership.
No, I don't.
No.
That means that's my death sentence. That signs my soul to this place.
No. I'll just stay where I'm at.
Please just leave me where I am. I am perfectly content being a manager. If I have to deal with a few crappy assistant managers here and there, it's not the first time.
Right.
I've dealt with them all. Bring them in. Be a dick. Watch.
They keep trying to push
me
to do stuff that would put me in line to be management at some point. I'm just like, no, I don't want to be a lead.
I don't want to do it.
I mean, basically a lead is the same as an assistant manager.
Yeah. Please,
make a little bit more money, still hourly, but a lot more crap to freaking deal with, and I don't want to do it.
No. It's just, I'd really rather
let somebody else be in freaking charge. I'll help y'all out all day long. I will learn every position. I will back you up. I will do anything you ask. Please don't make me be a manager.
Please.
For real, I don't want to do it. And they're like, oh, but are you sure you don't? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I don't. Well, why don't you? Because,
when they brought it up,
I don't need that stress in my life.
Exactly. When they brought it up to me in my year-end review, or my year-end review, and she was like, oh, the other boss, the big boss, wants you to be first assistant. And I looked at her with fear on my face. And I was like, I do not want to be helping running this place. I'm cool with being in the tier. I'm cool with being a part of the team. I'm okay with leading a shift. I am not okay with running a store.
Uh-huh.
I personally cannot handle that anxiety.
But, I mean, otherwise,
I already have the store on my shoulders, but I don't want them to expect it out of me.
Right.
Like, to actually put it on my shoulders.
That does sound very stressful.
Because it's one thing when they rely on me because I'm there every day, but it's a totally different situation when they actually need me to run the store. Get those numbers up. Pressure me into actually giving a crap.
Uh-huh.
Your bonus is on the line if you don't get it done. If you don't we can't do what it requires to get a bonus anyways, so it's really not worth it.
Right.
Nobody wants to pitch in anyways.
Yeah.
My crew isn't getting a bonus. Why am I getting a bonus? I need them. It's not me making the times,
right.
It's them.
Yeah. No,
I rely wholly and solely on them being here.
Right.
If they don't show up, I'm screwed.
Right.
They are just as important as me. They're just not pushing the paperwork.
Yeah, I don't want to be manager.
No, it's more paperwork than it is anything else.
I'd rather
And hitting those numbers.
So
if you don't hit those numbers.
I had to talk at our meeting. It was horrible. I'd rather do 1,000 podcasts.
1,000 podcasts are so... It's like...
we're
literally talking to no one.
Right. Even if we're talking to 100 people who are going to listen to it tomorrow, it's different than talking to 20 people live.
Yeah. Live and in person.
And so I'm telling
with
them
actual
about
feedback.
eBay and all that, and what we're planning, what we're doing there.
And they start hitting you with questions.
No, not really.
Okay.
But basically my supervisor's like, are you planning on leaving?
Yes.
I told him no. I was like, no, I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. Don't worry. He's like, okay, then I still support you. As long as I'm just trying to do it as a side gig, he's all good with it.
I literally won't tell anybody about it. Like, I kind of bring it up when, things are good. But I just, I don't want people to be like, blah, blah, blah question that I really don't want to answer. I want to be as vague as possible because I don't want them to bring me down about it. I didn't get terribly
specific. I didn't give them our store name or Instagram or any of that stuff.
No.
But,
oh, God, no. I mean, I vaguely talk about the podcasts at work, and I'm like, if you ever look these up, I will be mortified.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even bring a podcast. No, totally.
I've told one person.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm like,
John.
Please.
He's the only person I've told.
I haven't even told Courtney. I'm just like, I really don't want anybody...
You're not ready for everybody to listen to it yet.
No, not even close. I'm barely ready for anyone to actually listen to it now on YouTube.
Right, actual human beings.
I just... Forever and always, I've wanted to do something, but I've never known what it is that I want to do. And every time I talked about it with people, eventually I talked myself out of it.
Right.
Every single time. Whether it be...
But we're doing it now, honey.
Director, YouTuber, politics.
Yeah.
And it just kind of kept going in that, cycle, and I talked myself out of it every single time.
Uh-huh.
For a reason why I could not do it.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully now this is my chance that I can actually do something that I really want to do. And YouTube, yes, check. And politics, yes, check. Because we'll probably be talking about a lot of politics. I mean, we already did in this podcast.
Just trying to talk about the lottery and what we do with the money.
I really don't think that we can stray away from politics.
No, it's definitely a passion for both of us.
Anyone who's poor, it should be a passion for.
Well, because these policies deeply affect us, even if we don't think that they do.
Yeah.
Oh, who cares if they're deregulating the banks? You're going to care when your mortgage comes due or you get hit with a predatory loan. You're really going to care. You're going to care if they rip you off by opening multiple accounts in your name. And it's okay because it's legal.
Yeah.
Because nobody bothered to write a law against it, or when they did it, they didn't get dinged for it, so they just kept doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff deeply affects us whether we think it does or not. And
I mean, we're trusting these people with our money, and they're not regulating them.
Right. And, we trust these politicians to do wise things with our tax dollars. I really don't want them spending trillions blowing up brown people 5,000 miles away. I'd really prefer that they spent that money here at home, helping people.
Helping our veterans.
Helping those people they keep wanting to send off to war, but they don't want to pay for the PTSD and the missing limbs when they come home. Or help their families when that person is no longer with them.
Yeah.
Because he died or she died over there. We don't want to take care of those people. We don't want to help out our elderly, our disabled, our children, our poor, the people who are making $7 in a freaking quarter, can't even buy a Big Mac meal with the money they earn in an hour, but, they're lazy moochers because they need help buying food. And so because they're lazy moochers that need help with their food, they're just deadbeats, even though they worked 40 and 50 hours a week to earn that $7 and a quarter a flipping hour.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, they should get better jobs. How? College is so freaking expensive, it would take a year to come up with enough money to pay for 1 year's worth of tuition on a minimum wage job.
That's if you didn't pay rent
50 years
and had
ago,
the ability
50 years ago, you could work a summer job and make enough money to pay for that next year's worth of college. And you could put yourself through college that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that today. Mm-hmm. So yeah, politics affects you deeply.
You have to pay attention.
Yeah.
If it doesn't piss you off, you're not listening.
Exactly, you're not paying attention.
I mean, whether it be progressive or socialist, or, Democrat or Republican, we have to pay attention. They're fucking us hard and lying to us, to our faces. We're running out of time.
Yes, we are.
Dang it, okay. So if you are a new listener, please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to hear more. My name is Eli.
I'm Jazz.
Follow us at Twitter at Eli Podcasts. We'll see you next week on Thursday. Goodbye.